The Origins of Life, Waves of Enlightenment, Part 12. So, we've discussed this before. You got your wave and your other wave, you got the sun and all this kind of stuff. You got your roll-up wave here, you can see all your froth in detail, all that kind of thing. So, you've also got that micro and macro aspect of how we see things. I mean, this is like the ocean, isn't it? So, but then there's also a reason why we have his eyes in the locations and stuff. Like this would be like, this is a side view, isn't it, of like a crocodile or whatever it's supposed to be representing. It's a moth, but and we've already compared it to this as well. But it's the other aspect of things is like how how the ocean mixes everything up. It sees it this way and then it sees it that way, and it uses the information like it repeats it upon itself. You know, waves gonna flow over each other and kind of repeat in that kind of way and stuff like. So the information goes back and forth, and it can use it in many ways. I mean, we've shown it in many aspects and stuff like we see that shape there, don't we? For example, you got your first wave, and then the next wave, which is the same as this one, which, if you've been following it series, you should know anyway. But yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. So if we go upside down, we see that shape now. So like, women have wider hips. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we can see his face on his back, but if we turn it upside down, it's kind of like a representation of like the back and the hips. So you got the back section there, and then you got the hip section. So we've got the same thing going on. You can see how it comes round, and then it's got ear. You know what I mean? So in the same sense as how that moth is laid out, and the monkey. I suppose if we turn this upside down. Oops. It's not as easy to see. You can see top part easy. Oops. Something? No. So we see this one. See, this is more of the shape of better showing you. Like on his back, we see this shape quite often. It's for our back, but we see it there. See on shield bug, you got that pattern. It's kind of like, because there's more of it. That's like one section. It's repeated that information onto there. So the black area is that same part. It's like the shoulder area of the shield bug. You got your shoulder area, and then that's the rest of its face. You got eyes there as well. As you see it again there. And then in back, so how we've got it, and then our eyes are placed, and then shoulders. So then you can compare that to the monkey, and you see it there. So it's like your shoulders, your spine, and rested pattern. Its eyes are closer in, so its eyes aren't at the shoulders, but you get insects where the eyes are, and you know. So sometimes this is scaled up differently, but it's just an example of how we can like reverse that information and replace it into like a different position. So like now it's on the monkey compared to being on the human's back, or the previous monkey looking like the hips and all these kind of things. Um, so you've got this bird, you've got 2 points there where its elbows are for its wings. But they also add up to like eyes. So then we were talking about the ears on animals and how the ears come out, and it's all to do with like perspective and being part of a micro in the macro, you know. So because you're in that 3D environment, you're interacting with it. You've got senses of perspective and distance and time. You know what I mean? So it's all incorporated into the body. You know, it's like how your eyes work and all that kind of stuff. You know why you can understand perspective and visually. And then the cat and the so you get the cat's ears, and then you got what's it called, the seahorse in the middle, and that's following the tree of life pattern. A couple of ants. I didn't include them because the other one were better. It was straight on, and it kind of showed you patterns and stuff like the triangle pattern and stuff. And now you can compare it to a shield bug, and you can still do it with this. It's got like different shapes to it, and it's more watery with some of the aspects of it and stuff. So the lens of its eye being like the surface of the water, which I've already spoken about on previous series with all insect eyes. You got it again, look straight on. It's also like cheeks. You can see, you know what I mean, how closely related we are in that kind of way. Or, well, we are related. it's it's the ocean which kind of like relates us all. So you got another one here. It's another example of like, how you get in these patterns and how they kind of like all make sense in that kind of way. And so now we see it like that way. We can see it sun setting, reflection at sun. And so that's why your face is your face and all that kind of thing. You see, it's not just the ocean, is it? Because it's like it's got that aspect to it. So it's a combination of the ocean and everything else in the macro to like why your face is, in the proportions that it is in, and laid out in the way it is. So you get a lot of moths, don't you? Like on Silence at the Lambs movie, there's that moth, and there's a few of them and stuff like. So we've got some shield bugs which are a little bit different. We've got like this kind of pattern, like shoulder blades, that kind of thing. And also you got like this pattern, how that it looks like a rib cage, like your sternum, and then your ribs coming up in a way and stuff. You see sun setting in between each one, and relating back to like turtle shells. And when you're looking inside at turtle, and you're getting that pattern there, it looks like a turtle shell on inside. Another one with same. You see, it's got like blue on shoulder area, so they're like insect eyes. So you can see insect face in that aspect of it. You got your triangle there as well. It's the same as the monkey face, but it's not as extended. It's kind of like a shorter version, so it can mix and match, and why you have that difference between like a cat's face to a human's face to a dog's face and a horse's face and such. But it's all relatable to going back to the ocean and stuff. So then you get it there again. You have the sun and the sunset and all that kind of stuff. Sunsetting where your third eye is. Your tree of life pattern. And also with waves. So, how that does relate to the tree of life in that kind of sense. And also the flower of life, because how the ocean kind of finds those patterns, like in that ant's eye, how it makes that grid network kind of thing. It's a baby ladybird. And again, it's showing you that tree of life kind of pattern. It's like we've already looked at the ones with faces. So you can see the faces quite easily, but how it kind of it goes from one image to the next image. It's kind of like it's swapping between the face and the tree of life symbol. Again, like the turtle shell. There's other things I can't think. It's very familiar with other things. I see sunset. You got the triangle more obvious. It comes down here, all that kind of stuff, which can be turned upside down as well. It's like some of those bugs that were the hair, like the wings making that pattern and stuff. And so then you can see some properly. It's more of a blur. You can see its reflection, but how it looks face-like, you know. I kind of think the trees kind of add to it and stuff like. Although I don't think nature doesn't use the trees to do it and stuff like. But you see there a bit. This was first picture which kind of set me off on this journey. It was in September, and I thought I'd have this done by October, but it's been a nightmare. So looking forward to moving out anyway. But at some point, but yeah, you see how it's. You can see the reflection and all that kind of stuff. You can see how it looks like the sun, all that kind of thing. It looks like it's got a tash. It's got eyes behind its head, all that kind of thing. It's like the water can see everywhere, can't it? Whichever direction. So that's like everything. You get the sun, you get its reflection. You've got the walls of the waves in the background, which you'll be able to see each shore. Like give the opportunity for ocean to actually get the height to see it over itself. All the rolls of the waves, the lip of a wave, overlapping that it does, like plants do, how leaves grow around each other and stuff like, or unfurl from each other, all the texture, all roughness, so like a cat's tongue, or even paws and all these kind of things and stuff like grip. There's those fish which stick to the side of sharks and whales and stuff like. I saw a shot of one of them and you could see underside, and it will like, you know, the same pattern you get on beach after the ocean's been on it and stuff. So like we were speaking about that grip. If I can find it, I'll add it onto one of the videos. But yeah, everything's there in that kind of way. Mouth area. But sunrise because you eat in the morning. So that wave causes it to kink. So it looks like it's smiling a little bit. Look one foot mouth. And sunset for your third eye. So when the sun's gone, all you've got is the memory of it, so like the psychic element towards it and stuff like. And also I wanted to note on like this bit here, you get the light, the water scatters the light in those patterns, so you can see the waves of light in that kind of pattern. And there's times when you've been asleep and you wake up, and it's like your brain just kind of just starts coming to function. It used to happen a lot when I was young, and wake up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. You like wake up and turn the light on, and then like you it's like your pineal gland's like kicking in, and instead of like being able to see properly, it's kind of like your vision kind of strobes, and it strobes and gets so fast it then suddenly becomes, you just can't witness the strobing anymore because you see just seeing, you know what I mean? But like, just for like, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds or something like that kind of thing, like, and then it wears off. Well, not wears off, it's fully functioning then. But at the beginning, it's gonna like, it's gonna like getting its gears going or whatever. I don't know, I imagine a lot of people have experienced it, but a lot of people like, maybe even forgotten, or it don't happen anymore, or just which whatever reason and stuff like. But I'm quite sure that other people will have had that experience and stuff. And so when we think about how the pineal gland functions and how these waves, in nature in that kind of way, how it reflects the light and stuff, how the pineal gland functions, you know what I mean? Because it's like it's ability to like, that visualization and stuff like that, and memory and all this kind of stuff like. Some memory's already in the water and stuff, isn't it? But it's more to do with like the functionality of it. So it's like it has to work in waves, like the actual gland. I don't know. I'm quite sure that other people will have that experience of like when they first wake up and they've got that strobing effect and stuff like, and you'll be able to relate it to ocean in that kind of way. And we've got this is a bird which is it's got patterns. It reminded me of a lantern bug, the one with the hippo or crocodile head, like its body when it's got its wings open and stuff. Like it's kind of got these similar patterns and stuff. Obviously on its head, you get the wall of a wave where it's dark, the curling of a wave where the froth is over top, and of a wave underneath. And the rest of it is following all that. So you got all the water and waves, all those patterns are following it. You see it's more condensed, and then you got a wall and a wave, a wall and a wave, like those tiny moths we looked at in Reflections of Love and Light. You're seeing it all, you know what I mean? And then with butterflies, how they have a sunspot, all that kind of thing. So the wave catches the sunlight, so you get the red sunset. If the water creates these refractions, patterns, so you're seeing it in waves. So then from this angle, you've got your two eyes, you've got a nose, or a hump for its back, and then you've got the waves for the mouth, or teeth. I showed you on one of the other moths. I've got one of them. This is your, what's it called? Your lantern bug. We're in the wrong place. They should be up there to be, in top corners at wings to compare with the previous one. You see there, there, and lightning bugs got them down here. And so it's flipped it, but a moth's at night, isn't it? Maybe that's why. I don't know. It didn't look as similar after I'd looked at it, but you compare it to other things. You got a turkey, and it's got like the same patterns, all flows through and stuff. It's not got the sunspots, but everything else is there. It's like, different animals going to represent a different point of day, and some days are cloudy, aren't there, and stuff like. But I don't know where it incorporates it all. But you can see the same pattern, even without the sunspots. Like the previous one, you can see that wave on tail and stuff. It's crashing onto the shore. So like those moths, these are the ones I showed you before. I didn't show you this one. This is I didn't show you it because it hasn't got teeth. Where it had the lines going through them. You can see these lines, and they'd kind of go through there, and you'd get the lines and stuff like. It's got a bit of red from its body showing through, which is like a tongue. Which is kind of cool. But also it's cool because it does show you, like, like the froth version, because all waves are froth now rather than it being teeth. And these lines, they do match up with it anyway, so you do have a teeth line. And obviously its eyes and making a face all together. But also as how it looks like the previous. Like that. Turn it that way. You got your wave there. I suppose that'd be another wave. There's all froth trailing after it. The shape of patterns of it and stuff. In these differences, but it's like the same thing, like a series of waves, basically. They overlap and make these shapes of a shore. Same again. You can see the details of the froth, like as it's splashing out. It's like come out, all that shiny, reflective. It's all froth splashing. This is where it's got to show. Intensity of waves here. And we touched on these, but I'm not sure if I added this bit. So we were speaking about the snake, and we were referencing now that kind of connects to the smile and all these kind of things. But it also fits the owl, doesn't it? It goes that way. So the owl doesn't smile, but it's still got it kind of connected. So it's like that line meeting up to there. And then you got the sun, obviously, and then its reflection. So like the perspective of the sun coming over. That's on the inside. It looks more bug-like. It's got a point on it at the bottom. It's like not all of them do. Some of them are, well, we have different points kind of thing. Like this one's curved, and sometimes kind of like it'll just be a circle. but this is quite common, and it fits the anatomy as well. So it's not just like a, you know, a pattern that it's got on there. It's like it actually means something in that way. Again, also like a snake skull or a lizard skull, you know what I mean, in that kind of way. I kind of think that it's like a standard template, and it's got one on its back, which is ideal for like cats, owls, etc., and then one on its front, which is like ideal for. It could be ideal for cats as well, but it looks more reptilian. You know what I mean? Like it'd be ideal for a reptile, a lizard kind of thing. You get the sunset glow off it. And trailing waves, leaving froth. And noses, because you can see the wave shape. So it's kind of created a tunnel as it folds over. And it's also like a heart shape as well. So then also you got stuff like this, like on back of a spider. You get it on books as well. You get this pattern. And we look like eyes, don't we? But compared to a tiger's nose, and it's following that same pattern. It's like this part, it's black rather than yellow, but at the same time. So this point as well, like the wave rolling over. And again, how sensitive they are for how they smell, you know what I mean? Because, like, you know, there's a lot of animals with that reputation for, you know what I mean, having really good ability to smell things and stuff. And that coming from ocean, you know, it's gonna like, it's the same for everything, like psychology and how your body works, you know, heart pumping, all these kind of things and stuff like. So like how it must be able to sense. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking in tunnel then, like in tunnel wave and stuff like that kind of thing. Can it like smell that? Is it aware of it before it's even touched it? Because really, the water's got to be able to touch it, and you know, you'd imagine. So maybe it can smell things from when things have gone in the water. Say like you throw something in the water, can it taste it? Yeah, I imagine so. It can see it, it can taste it, but for it to smell it, I suppose there's water in air, so from the moisture in there, and it's we breathe that way anyway. So sometimes it's a bit on the go with figuring things out and stuff like. Because if there's that much stuff to like unravel with it and how to mix things up and turn things around and stuff like. So that pattern's there, you know. So that's like the tiger's nose, but how does it work for the rest of it? That's the right way around, I think. No, it's just a piece of information which is moved and put around and stuff like. Saying that its fur looks tiger-esque, like the whiskers and all that kind of thing. It's got stripes and all that kind of stuff. But like the lantern bug and that bird and the moth, it's kind of like how they all, how they're all related. You know what I mean? Rather than signs of evolution, it's more like signs that it shows that everything's got like that relationship between each other. So anything that's living, anything that uses water, it's all come from that. You know what I mean? So So yeah, I just wanted to show how it does interchange between different life forms and stuff like. Um, it's back of a shield bug, back of a spider, um, back of a bird. You know what I mean? It's kind of like all that information. It just flips round and it's just being used in different ways and stuff like. But it's like the same information. Um, for different purposes, I suppose. Um, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this one. I think I've got one more to do, and then I can start working on new series, which ones I'm doing next and stuff like. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in a bit. Cheers.